Welcome to Hoffman Estates High School, home of the Hawks. I'm Kyle Smith for the HGTV Game of the Week. The story of today's game is trending. The Hawks are trending up, and the Barrington Broncos are trending down. Barrington is 1-6 in conference play, and they lost their last 3 games overall. Whereas Hoffman Estates, they started conference play 0-4, but they've won their last 2 out of their last 3 games. Jordan Thornton has done well for the Hawks, including last week's impressive 24-point performance, and he shot 4 of 5 from beyond the 3-point arc. Now Barrington, they like to use their front court. Will Reinhardt and Jackson Perkins off the bench. Together, they form a formidable duo in any game that they play. But Barrington has struggled. Let's see if they can get their perimeter shooting going in this game. Barrington against Hoffman Estates, coming up next.
Are members of the Illinois High School Association and are committed to ensure the highest possible standards of conduct. The athletes are friendly rivals and their participation reflects the essence of interscholastic athletics. That is to play hard, but fair. The assigned officials for tonight's contest have exhibited the experience and integrity that qualifies them to administer the rules of the game. They deserve to be extended every courtesy. Hoffman Estates High School is a smoke-free campus. Smoking or the use of tobacco products in the building or on campus is prohibited. Again, we welcome you to Hoffman Estates High School and encourage you to demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout the contest. Thank you for your cooperation. Now we ask that you please rise and remove your hats to acknowledge our country's colors by singing our national anthem, which will be led by our very own Hoffman Hawk Band. For the starting lineup for tonight's contest. First for the Barrington Broncos, a senior guard, number 10, Mickey O'Donnell. And for your Hawks, a senior guard, number 0, Terry Davis. For the Broncos, a senior forward, number 15, Brett Butzik. For your Hawks, a senior guard, number 2, Lamont McIntosh. For the Broncos, a senior guard, number 20, Ben Weber. For the Hawks, a senior guard, number 3, Jordan Thornton. For the Broncos, a senior center, number 22, Ethan Small. For your Hawks, a senior forward, number 15, Brandon Hall. Senior center, number 32, Will Reinhardt. And for your Hawks, a senior forward, number 23, Conrad Gersel. Your Hawks are coached by head coach Luke Yano with his assistant Jim Sullivan.
Those were the starting lineups for tonight's game, featuring the Hawks and the Broncos. The Friday night edition of Broncos. Sunday, of course, will be Panthers-Broncos in the 50th Super Bowl edition. Should be a good game tonight, Bruce, especially Brandon Hall against Will Reinhardt. Should be a battle of two very good front court players, especially Hall. He can shoot a little bit from beyond the arc. Sometimes he gets a little bit complacent, though, when he'll shoot a little bit too much from beyond the arc, especially contested threes. But it should be a good game, Bruce, especially Hoffman Estates. They've won 2 out of their last 3, including an impressive upset win over Fremd a couple weeks ago.
They have. Hoffman Estates is going in the right direction, and Barrington seems to be going in the wrong direction. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams have at it tonight.
Opening tip, and it's won by the Hawks. As Jordan Thornton and the Hawk offense tries to pick up where they left off last week when they beat Schaumburg 48-45. And now on the wing, gives it out to Curazal, the power forward. Back out to McIntosh. Jordan Thornton, watch out for him. He had 24 points in that big win over Schaumburg last weekend. Friday night to be exact. A lot of passing, and Jordan Thornton hits another 3, including last week's game. He's now 5 of 6 from beyond the 3-point arc. He's been red hot, and Bruce, he's just not stopping from where he left off last weekend.
There's been Jordan Thornton, who's just been on fire. And he's picked it up right here again. We'll see if he can maintain it throughout the game.
Mickey O'Donnell drives to the basket, runs out of room, finds his teammate in the paint. That was...
O'Donnell.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Ben Weber on the pass, and O'Donnell drove to the basket for the 2-pointer. 3-2, Hawks lead by 1. Back out to the outside. And now pass to McIntosh. McIntosh guarded by Weber. Back out to Hall. Hall on it. Ooh, nice pass there to McIntosh. McIntosh inside the paint, but ran out of room and wasn't able to get enough of the glass. Rebounded by the Broncos. Weber on it now.
Just not able to get that one to fall. He had a really good look. Nice pass.
But then Brandon Hall with an even better steal, and the Hawks going the other way. Charging called against Thornton. He disagrees with the call, but I thought it was a good one. Mickey O'Donnell took the hit. Bruce, if he could hit even 50% of those 3-point shots in some games, man, Mickey O'Donnell would be all conference, because everything else he does really well, including taking the hit right there on the charging.
Well, he was a fall guy right there for the team.
Mickey O'Donnell, the point guard, not the best shooter in the world, but he's got a lot of heart.
Able to split the double team and put it in.
He just makes it so easy, Bruce. Such a graceful little left-handed shot, Will Reinhardt inside the paint.
Very nice move.
He might be able to make it at the next level, probably as a junior college player, but he's got a nice little touch, Will Reinhardt has. 3-point shot by Weber is no good, rebounded by the Hawks.
Terry Davis needs to follow up his shot. He took the 3 and then started backing up and was in no position to go after his own rebound there.
Not a good foul by Budzik. A little too aggressive there.
Fouls on number 15 of the Broncos. Right.
Was wrestling, he could have gotten 2 points for a takedown, but that's a different game.
Nice pass to Curazal. Jordan Thornton will set up the offense here on the right wing. Bounce pass to Hall. Hall looked like it was fouled on the play. Tries to draw contact. Contested shot, no good. Rebounded by Small. His last name might be Small, but he's definitely not small on the court. He's 6'6".
One of the tallest guys on the team. Isn't that always the way?
3-point shot by Thornton. Rims out, rebounded by the Broncos.
Once again, too many long shots for the Hawks.
They're a good team, Bruce, but they do get complacent when it comes to their perimeter shooting. They've got some size on the front court. Let's see if they can utilize that going forward. Beautiful steal by Hall. Looks like he wants to dunk it home.
Oh, and he misses.
No, he missed it. He got too cute with it. Tried to do the reverse dunk, and Probably in the NBA, if he gets it all the way up there, he'll be able to do that with no problem, but he's still in high school, Bruce, and he's got to work out the kinks of his dunk. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by the Hawks. The Broncos. Weber on the rebound. He has a couple of rebounds and an assist. Ooh, nice pump fake there. Stolen by Thornton. Thornton sees the man. Contested shot, but Hall follows through. All strength on that one. He used one hand on the follow-through rebound and put it up at the same time. So much strength from Brandon Hall, the senior.
And great follow-up on that play. Never assume that shot's going in.
Yes, Hall goes to the bench. Dante Cleveland enters the game.
Cleveland, a big man, but moves fairly well.
A little bit less size, though, on the court now for the Hawks, as Cleveland is 6'4", the 6'7" Hall to the bench. Jackson Perkins back out on the court for the Broncos. Man, that was sweet from Reinhardt, a long-range shot. Looked like about a 17-footer, and it goes in. Reinhardt's got so much to his game, Bruce. He can bring so much to the offense.
He does. Just a very sweet shot. Very smooth.
Back out to Johnson.
Barrington back in the lead, 6-5.
As we talked about coming into the broadcast, interesting team, this Barrington team, as they're 1-6 in conference play. Obviously, Barrington is usually one of the top teams in the conference, but they've really struggled as of late. But Will Reinhardt certainly isn't struggling. That's 4 points and a vicious block. And we still got 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Hawks are going to have to pick it up here.
Broncos lead by 1, 6-5. Almost stolen away, but Thornton was able to get it. Sorry, that's McIntosh. McIntosh with a nice pass to Thornton. Thornton, corner three, ring it up. 3 more points on the stat sheet for Thornton as he makes the corner three. Hawks back on top by 2.
So 2 field goals for Thornton here. 6 of the Hawks' 8 points.
It's like it was last touch by O'Donnell. So much hustle from the young point guard. Just wasn't able to caress it though. You might have to just, if you're Barrington, slip into the Hoffman Estates locker room at halftime and put some ice down his back because man, is he red hot. Shot 4 of 5 in that from 3 in that game last weekend, and 2 more 3-point field goals for Thornton tonight. Ben Weber with the 3-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Reinhardt. Why not?
And another rebound by Reinhardt.
Well, Barrington, if they can just get their perimeter shooting going for the rest of the year, they'll be able to do some damage in conference, but they're so good in their front court. They have so much size, but it just seems like every game we do, Bruce, they just can't hit that 3-point shot.
Cleveland able to knock that pass away, and Hoffman Estates gets a steal, leading by 2.
Thornton with it and gives it out to McIntosh. Lamont McIntosh, senior. All of the wing players are seniors. A lot of senior leadership on Hoffman Estates. Michael Johnson fakes the 3.
And travels.
But his feet were moving on it, and that's a travel. And unlike vacations, you don't get awarded for traveling.
No travel points, no.
8-6 is our score. Barrington trails by 2. Brandon Hall looking to check back in the game for the Hawks.
So enough frequent traveler points, and you do get a free seat.
Ooh, didn't know that.
Yeah, right there on the bench next to the coach.
Pons. Perkins with it. And it goes out back to Anthony Spann, a sophomore. Back out to Perkins. Perkins posting up. 24 on 24. Perkins shot. Doesn't fall. Reinhardt with the rebound. Last touch by Cleveland, out of bounds. Bronco ball.
Barrington just taking advantage of their height. Superior height out there.
Head coach of the Hawks, Luke Yannell, saw that, and he brings Brandon Hall back in the game, especially because he doesn't have any team fouls yet. Oh, man. Will Reinhardt, Perkins on it.
So picks up the foul. He'll be shooting 2.
So Perkins has a little bit wanting more on the defensive end from head coach Brian Tucker. That's why he doesn't start, but he just gives them so many great minutes off the bench, and he's got great size, 6'6". He can play both power forward and center. As the first free throw doesn't fall for Perkins. Ethan Small back on the court. Reinhardt will take a seat.
So Small having some opportunity to score here and just not being able to. Misses both of them.
Perkins with both missed free throws, and it goes out to the Hawks.
So under a minute left in the first period. Very low scoring.
Stolen away by the Broncos. This was a team steal there. It was by Spann and Perkins at the same time. They both got their hand in there. Traveling called against Anthony Spann.
A rambling, traveling man.
Curazal checks back in. Michael Johnson goes to the bench.
Curazal inbounding it. Gets it into McIntosh.
Conrad Curazal, and he spells his first name with a K, not a C.
So KK.
Passes out to Hall. 25 seconds remaining on the first quarter game clock. Driving in. Brandon Hall for three. Will it go? It does.
So that Hall's 5th point so far. 11-6 the score.
6 seconds left. Drives to the lane. Mid-range shot doesn't fall. Curazal with it. Throws it at the rim. Full court shot doesn't fall as Lamont McIntosh played a little center field there, and he palmed the ball, threw it at the hoop. But usually those don't follow through, and 11-6 going into the second quarter.
Well, at least he put it off the backboard.
True that. True that. Well, it's been all Hoffman Estates in the first quarter. It actually could be worse, but Brandon Hall missed a reverse dunk, and that really would have gotten the crowd into a frenzy. Brandon Hall looks good. Jordan Thornton, too. Head coach Brian Tucker's got a lot to handle in this one, Bruce.
Yeah, and it's nice that they have two scorers that are fairly even out there, so you can't just double, triple team one guy. Helps a lot. Whereas Barrington, not so much. Will Reinhardt with 4 of the 6 points. Mickey O'Donnell with the other 2. And they're just missing a lot.
They just, I mean, they've had their chances, Bruce, but those perimeter shots just aren't falling. We'll see if Tucker goes to Perkins more and just tries to pound it inside the front court and just hope that Jordan Thornton starts missing some of those three-pointers, because if that doesn't happen, it's going to be an easy Hoffman Estates win because the shots just aren't falling on the perimeter for the Broncos right now.
Now in Barrington with 2 and 3 follow-ups and still not able to get them, convert those into points.
We also have number 0.
So they've had the height advantage, but their shooting's been ice cold.
All their points have been near the front court. Great passing, good front court play, but they just can't get those mid-range and three-pointers to fall. Meanwhile, Jordan Thornton has made 2 3-pointers for the Hawks, and Brandon Hall's made 1 as well. Double team, got trapped. Ooh, he almost traveled there. Gets it out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt finds Spann. Spann for 3 from deep three-point range. Doesn't fall. Reinhardt with the rebound. Reinhardt lost his dribble. Will have to pass it out. Still deflected away. And it goes out to the Hawks. Good job saving it there from Terry Davis.
Wish I'd been keeping track of Reinhardt's rebounds today. He's just got a ton of them.
It goes out to the Hawks. Don't worry about it, Bruce. We have a guy for that. There's always a guy. Out in the perimeter to Thornton. Thornton, step back. Jay falls through for Thornton. Oh, baby. 8 points. He's still red hot.
But that was a 2. What's he thinking?
Nothing really the defender could do there. Thornton, the experienced guy with a great step back move, created separation, enough to get the long range shot to fall through. 7-point lead for the Hawks as Reinhardt with the 3-point shot.
And there it falls for him.
Well, if the Broncos are going to win this one, they might just have to give the ball to Will Reinhardt in every possession. Not only does he have 4 points near the paint, but he also has a 3-pointer go along with his repertoire.
So 7 points for Reinhardt.
Got to get his teammates, got to get some help from his teammates, though, as you look at the players on the court. 0 points, 7, 0, 0, 0. You got to help Reinhardt a little bit, Broncos.
a lot.
And that was not a good shot by Thornton. I know you're hot, but that's more of a shot if you're up by 14 points, not 4.
Still want to see Hoffman Estates go to the basket more.
Go to the basket and shoot high efficiency shots. That's rebounded by the Hawks. Thornton in transition. Tried to draw the contact. The officials didn't bite. That three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Small. Goes out to Span. Span on the left wing.
And Hoffman Estates one and done on the shot. If it doesn't go in, they're not getting the rebound. Whereas Barrington getting the rebounds and still not getting them to fall.
Reinhardt back at the line. 7 points for the senior. Just a great game thus far. He's got to have at least 5 rebounds to go along with those 7 points.
He is carrying that team right now.
As O'Donnell checking back in.
Number 32, Dante Cleveland, and number 2, the Hawks.
Dante Cleveland back in the game. He's only 6'4", but he has very good fundamentals. Sometimes, though, he can kind of forget where he's on the court at times, and he makes some silly mistakes, but he's all of that 6'4", and even though he's undersized at times, guarding other power forwards, he uses his speed and quickness to adjust to the bigger sized men that he goes up against. Back out to Cleveland. Goes out to Thornton. Thornton with it. Thornton off the screen, finds room, reverse layup.
Oh, nice.
How about that? Jordan Thornton now in double digits. As that one's off the backboard and good for Anthony Span, but whew, that was nifty on the other end from Thornton as he came off the screen and went all the way, and he broke through the help defense with a nice reverse layup. Brandon Hall with an open three-point look, and maybe that's why it was open. Brandon Hall, he likes to shoot them, and sometimes too much, although I did like the shot attempt there, just didn't fall through.
And Dante Cleveland, I would call him a short 6'4", but because not much of a jumper.
Not much of a jumper, but he's able to really body himself up near the paint.
He is. He takes up a lot of space. Good defender. A lot of hustle.
You know, kind of reminds me a little bit of Taj Gibson. You know, Taj isn't that big. He's only 6'9", but he's able to body himself up in the paint for the Bulls. That one's rebounded. Jump ball, possession arrow. Going to the Hawks.
Good hustle by Davis.
15-12 is our score. 4:43 remaining in the first half as Weber goes back to the bench.
One of the first real rebound chances for the Hawks tonight.
Back out to Hall behind the three-point line. Out to Cleveland, guarded by Reinhardt, and Reinhardt with a reach-in foul. Curazal looking to check back in. Looks like he's going to go in for Cleveland, and I was right.
Fouls tied at 3 for each team. 4:37 left here in the second quarter.
Goes out to Curazal. Curazal on the low block and kicks it back out. Goes out to Davis. Davis off the screen.
Oh!
Lack of communication there. Brandon Hall cut to the hoop. Terry Davis thought he was coming back out near half court, and it turns into a turnover.
Beautiful pass to the scorer.
15-12 is our score. The Hawks lead by 3, and they've played very well. They've won 2 out of their last 3 after starting in conference play 0-4. Driving to the hoop. Runs out of room, tries to pass it out. He's forced to put up a bad layup attempt, and it's rebounded by Hall. Gives it out to Thornton. Thornton guarded by O'Donnell. Thornton a couple of crossover dribbles and eventually goes out to Brandon Hall. Passed inside, deflected away by Span. Goes out to Perkins, and now O'Donnell will set up the offense as he goes past half court. On the left corner. Now to Perkins on the low block. Reinhardt with the mid-range shot at the free throw line. O'Donnell with a beautiful rebound on the hustle. Gives it inside. Reinhardt blocked from behind from Hall, as he looked like he had an open layup, but Brandon Hall came up from behind, swatted it from behind. It was all ball, but the Broncos remain in possession of it.
Great hustle there by Hall. Nice comeback play.
Anthony Span drives in. Nice pump fake there, and then he lays it up. Broncos now trail by just 1.
Span with 4 points so far.
Well, we wanted the Broncos to get more from Will Reinhardt's teammates, and they have. Brandon Hall fakes the shot, drives in for the layup.
A good move, fakes him up in the air, and then just able to go up. Oh, and there's a steal and a two-hand dunk. Not taking a chance with that one. Missed the last one.
Timeout on the floor by Brian Tucker.
Hoffman Estates back up by 5, 19-14. So streaky scoring here by both teams.
It sure has. As Brandon Hall now has a couple of steals, and nice job there with the dunk. 10 points for Thornton, 9 for Hall.
Hoffman Estate's doing a good job with intercepting those passes.
They're reading them real well, Bruce. And Barrington's had a real tough trouble, has had trouble kind of knowing where they are on the floor at times and making too many long-range passes.
Well, both teams kind of loose with the ball here tonight. A lot of turnovers. One of the reasons it's such a low-scoring game so far. Hawks looking for some payback here. They got beat back in December 53-39, but they seem to be coming together at the right time.
Well, we saw it against Conant where they had Conant on the ropes in that first quarter, and then they just shot too many three-pointers. When they're into their game plan, and was Jackson Perkins with a nice layup. When Hoffman Estates is in their game plan and they're not getting too complacent with those three-point shots, they can beat anybody in conference. At least they can match up with anybody in the conference.
And they're proving it. Ooh,
Carazal with the rebound out to Hall. Hall with the corner three.
And good. Now Hall catching fire.
Brandon Hall now has 12 points into Reinhardt. Reinhardt with a beautiful move. Gets the defender up in the air, and Reinhardt lays it in.
So Reinhardt with 10 points of his own.
As that's stolen away by the Broncos. O'Donnell with it, tried to call timeout, and he was awarded for the timeout. As nice job there from O'Donnell, the senior, 5'11" on the team. Well, you got to think that Brandon Hall is going to at least make a junior college roster, because when you're a big man that can shoot threes like he can, there's always going to be a coach asking for your number and your information.
No doubt. And
Brandon Hall now with 12 points, 10 for Thornton. Maybe Thornton is talking to Hall. What are you doing, man? You're overshadowing me.
That's a good thing for the Hawks, because it's been all Thornton the last few games that we've seen.
It was really all Thornton in the last one we saw, where Thornton had 24. Hall really struggled a bit. He didn't really get it going until like the fourth quarter. But Thornton was so good, and they didn't need Hall as much, but you can't really rely on that going forward, where Jordan Thornton is chucking up all your shots.
That's right. Need more balanced scoring than that. And Barrington's starting to get that a little bit with Span's got 4 now.
If they can just get anything from the perimeter, and I'm not just talking about three-point shots, just some mid-range looks to go down, not only is it going to get you closer in the scoreboard, and foul called against, looks like it was called against Carazal. Not only will those shots fall and you'll be closer to taking the lead back, but it's going to allow you to find Reinhardt easier. They're not going to be able to double team him because you have those open mid-range looks, and they don't want to give you those looks anymore if they're falling.
Davis picking up that foul.
Long-range pass to Reinhardt, and he didn't get the layup to fall.
Can't get it to go.
Interesting there, as he was open. Jordan Thornton with a bad three-point look. He was double-teamed on the play, but Brandon Hall gets the rebound, misses it, and then Reinhardt gets it.
So the team's mirroring each other.
Hard to believe Reinhardt missed that layup. He's just been so great most of this game.
They're going to have to change the name of the team to the Barrington Reinhardts.
Span on the drive. He's had a good game too, Bruce. He has 4 points, and he's done a good job making the shots that he needs to keep Barrington in the game.
So not a foul in the act of shooting. Barrington to inbound it here, trailing by 4.
Gives it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt from beyond the three-point arc. Gives it to Perkins. Perkins gives it to a driving O'Donnell, but he lost it. And then Johnson lost it and goes back to O'Donnell.
Looked like we're going to play soccer there for a second.
O'Donnell with it. Passes it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt with the pump fake, but his feet were moving. Traveling call against the senior. 56 seconds left in the first half. Well, we talked about Hoffman Estates. They beat Schaumburg 48-45 last weekend. Then the weekend before that, they upset Fremd 54-51. That was at Fremd too.
And that'll probably take Fremd out of contention for the conference title.
As that one's missed by Thornton, and now he's starting to go cold. Last couple of field goals have not fallen for Thornton.
We will be at Fremd next week as they play Conant for
A little bit of revenge.
what could have been for the championship, but Conant up by 2 now, I believe.
Hoffman Estate's going to hold for the last shot here. Jordan Thornton with it. 6 seconds left. Thornton, he finds his teammate Davis for an open 3. Doesn't go through. And Perkins makes sure to not travel. He got close to traveling there. He just dribbles it out. Ends the first half. Hawks lead Barrington 22-18.
So Hoffman Estate's able to double their scoring from the first period. They were up 11-6 after the first quarter, and Barrington closing it a little bit, 22-18 at the half.
Well, it's pretty much Brandon Hall and Jordan Thornton against Will Reinhardt in this one. Do you think that they'll use Jackson Perkins more in the second half, because the perimeter shooting is just not going for the Broncos tonight?
No, Perkins really hasn't gotten much going tonight either, so
You just got to rely on Reinhardt and just hope that he just makes everything near the low block.
yeah, you got to keep trying other guys, but yeah,
He just seems like he's the only real reliable one
so
for the
far.
Broncos tonight, although Span has made a couple of shots. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Brian Tucker makes during halftime. 22-18. We'll be back after this halftime show.
In 1906, a disastrous earthquake rattled San Francisco and surrounding areas. One of the worst natural disasters in the history of the United States. Following the quake, research concluded that the San Andreas Fault runs over 800 miles through the state of California. Recent seismic activity suggests that the risk of a large earthquake is increasing more rapidly than the scientific community had previously thought. Only after disaster can we be resurrected. After every dark night, there is a brighter day.
Well, the second half is about to begin as Hoffman Estates leads Barrington 22-18. And Bruce, from what we saw during that halftime show with the kids shooting, I think that Barrington and Hoffman Estates can take a lesson and, you know, take some notes about how they were shooting. They were making a lot of shots during those halftime shows.
Those kids were pretty good. Have to see if Barrington's found a way to spread the ball around a little bit more.
Those kids were in elementary and middle school. A couple of them won some nice gift cards, including a $50 gift card at Ricardo's. As it was just kind of a shoot, mid-range shot all the way up to a free throw, and then if you made the three-point shot, that would lead to you getting a gift card if you shot it quicker than your opponent.
Maybe that's what these teams need, is a gift card to get them into it.
As Mickey O'Donnell with a nice pass to Weber. Weber on it. Dribble penetration. Gets it back out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell for three. And the story of the first half continues in the second half. Barrington has only made one three-point shot, and Will Reinhardt made it.
Though it was nice to see somebody other than Reinhardt taking the shot.
They're just not falling, though.
Nope.
Brandon Hall guarded very closely. Gives it out to McIntosh for three. And that one goes for McIntosh.
Those his first points on the evening, 25-18.
Looks like they're going to call a blocking foul. Looks like it was against McIntosh.
Or Thornton.
Probably Thornton, as McIntosh would have had to really hustle on defense to get back.
Yep, Thornton got that one.
Mid-range shot for Reinhardt. Goes through. He's a little short on it, but made a nice bounce and goes in for Reinhardt. 12 points for the 6'6" senior. And story of this game, the three-point shots are going for Hoffman Estates. They're not falling for Barrington. And that's kind of why Hoffman Estates leads by 5.
But the two-point shots aren't dropping for Barrington either, so.
But they got Will Reinhardt, so that'll help them keep, at least stay into the game for now. As Kirazal on it. He gives it out to McIntosh. McIntosh fakes the three, lost his dribble, trying to pass it out, and he finally does. Back out to Kirazal as he's guarded close by Reinhardt. Kirazal drives off the low block, finds Davis for three, and Davis drains it.
So
the big zero.
Two players with no points in the first half hitting threes here to start off the third period.
Number 0, Terry Davis, gets on the board. He has 3 points, no longer 0. 28-20 is our score. Out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt for three, no good. Rebounded by Weber as after it was deflected by Small. Inside to Small, deflected away from Kirazal. And then McIntosh was fouled by Small. It's near the end line. Hawks ball as they lead by 8.
So Hoffman Estates lucking out there, able to get both the rebound and the foul. A twofer.
22-18 entering the second half, and now it's 28-20 as Hoffman Estates has made some big three-point field goals. Brandon Hall double team, now triple teamed, and blocked from behind by Reinhardt. Will Reinhardt doing everything he can to keep the Broncos in this one.
He is, he's all over the court.
Reinhardt with a beautiful coast to coast on the assist from O'Donnell. as Reinhardt, after he got the block, ran all the way down the floor, filled the lane very well, and now Barrington only trails by 6.
Well, what could you do with a whole team of him?
You can also shoot the three-point shot, so your backcourt wouldn't suffer that much either.
No. But a lot of 2s. 5 2s and a field goal to go with 1 free throw.
And the three-pointer fall in the first half for Barrington, as that mid-range shot does not go to Thornton. Passes to Reinhardt. Reinhardt fakes the shot. Back out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell fakes the shot. Drives in. Off the backboard, no good. Credit Hall with some very good defense as he forced a tough shot from O'Donnell. Into the lane. McIntosh.
Nice
layup.
move.
Gets it to go, though.
5 for McIntosh now.
Hoffman Estates getting more from their role players. Not really the case for Barrington, although Brett Budzik gets a big 3.
So pulling them back to within 5 there, 30-25.
Back out to Kirazal, and then to McIntosh. McIntosh with it, guarded by Weber. Ooh, almost traveled there. Gets his dribble now, passes out to Kirazal. Kirazal on it, out to the three-point arc to Hall. Hall guarded by Small, gives it out to McIntosh. McIntosh off the screen, drives. Back out to number 22, no good. That was Marshall Davis, sophomore on this team. Rebounded by who else? Reinhardt. Inside to Small. Small gets a layup to go on the assist from Weber.
That's Small's first points of the evening. So Barrington back within 3, 27-30.
When it comes to their front court play, Barrington is definitely not in small doses.
And there's Hoffman Estates Hawk behind us here on the shelf.
He's got some big feet.
He does.
Wonder if he has as big of a heart when it comes to his basketball playing as it does his feet.
Be hard to have a heart that big.
30-27 is our score as the Hoffman Estates Hawk is greeting the fans.
So the streaking scoring continuing here. Looked like Hoffman Estates was just going to run away with it, and Barrington clawing back in.
And then Hoffman Estates gets a little bit bigger of a lead. Marshall Davis with his first 3 points of the night. Went off the foot of Davis. Broncos stay with it. Reinhardt's got to be tired, Bruce. It seems like he's always out on the court.
And he's always hustling when he's out there.
Jackson Perkins into the game. Let's see if he can kind of lessen the load for Reinhardt. Perkins drives. Looks like he led with his elbow. You can't do that in basketball. It's an offensive foul.
Since when?
You can blame Shaq for that. All those elbowing he did on the low block kind of allowed the NBA and lower levels to change the rules. That hurts, man. I don't want to get hit in the elbow.
Cleveland for 3, and he drains it.
Seems like that they were practicing with the Golden State Warriors before this game. Threes upon threes upon threes keep falling for the Hawks.
And they're spreading them around. Everybody getting in on the scoring.
And now the crowd's in with. That's not good news for the Broncos. After that 3 by Cleveland, you can just hear the crowd yelling defense. And that silences now. Reinhardt gives it to Perkins. Perkins back out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt for 3. No good. Rebounded by Thornton. Thornton in transition. He'll try to go coast to coast. Thornton with the layup. No good. Rebounded by Perkins.
Oh, it looks like Thornton hurt himself.
Weber tries to push it in transition. He does. Good by Perkins. And you hate to see that.
Thornton's
really
still on the
hate
ground.
To see that. The trainers are out there. And he is not moving. Well, Bruce, it's not football, but basketball can also be a dangerous game, especially when you're going full speed up against somebody bigger than you. And he went hard into the wall there, and I sure hope he's okay.
Me too.
He's a good kid. He's going to be graduating this year as he gets right up.
Let's hear it for number 3, Jordan Thornton.
Not much of a limp. Glad to see that.
And those hurt even more when you miss the shot.
They sure do. They sure do.
So Thornton shaking it off there.
As the assistant coach, Jim Sullivan, pats him on the butt and says, "Thanks a lot for your effort, Jordan. Now have a seat on the bench for a little bit. Shake it off. If we really need you, we'll put you back in, but there's no need to risk an injury if he's still limping.
Yeah, give him a few minutes to recover.
Should be okay. Might have been just hamstring might have tightened up, but
Hawks up by 7, 36-29.
luckily for the Hawks, they've gotten so much production from their role players, and Brandon Hall has actually really been the player of the game. Thornton's been good, but Hall's been even better.
He's having a hell of a game.
From one pun to the other. Gotta love it. And reach-in foul from Perkins. That's the 4th team foul. Barrington is down in the score, and they're down when it comes to the fouls. 3 more, and the Hawks are in the bonus.
Number 15, Brandon Hall checks in for the Hawks.
4 team fouls for the Broncos, only 1 for the Hawks.
And 2 of those on Perkins.
14 points for Reinhardt. He's done everything to keep the Broncos in this one, but there's too much 3-point shooting. Has kept the Broncos from taking the lead. 3-point shot.
Oh, that's good.
Wow, another one goes, this time by McIntosh. They just keep falling no matter who shoots them.
A guy who had 0 points in the first half now has 7.
They're going to put Dante Cleveland back in the game. It's Brandon Hall. Has 2 fouls now. No need to risk him getting a third.
No, he does have 3
he
now.
has 3 now. Wow, yeah. So Cleveland's going to get some big minutes here. Let's see if the Broncos can utilize the Hawks having a size disadvantage.
1:52 left in the third.
Broncos trail 39-30 as Reinhardt makes both of the 2 free throws. 16 points for Reinhardt.
So both the Hawks big scorers on the bench right now.
3 personal fouls for Brandon Hall. That might hurt the Hawks in the 4th quarter. Keep an eye on that, because he won't be able to play that many minutes. Curazal with it, back out to Cleveland. Cleveland off the screen. I couldn't get the words out. And Jackson Perkins didn't like that. He thought it was a moving screen, but they're going to say that it was a blocking foul. It's the 5th team foul against the Broncos. Ooh, risky pass, and Curazal almost had his foot on the backcourt. Another reach-in foul. Brian Tucker not happy about that. 1 more, and the Hawks go to the line for the bonus.
Well, Barrington trying to create something here. They know they got to get something going. Trailing by 8.
I don't know if I like it, though, Bruce. You're only down 8. You don't need to be that aggressive right now.
Now they're pressing it early.
Especially since you got Will Reinhardt. If you got Reinhardt on the court, you got a chance to come back.
Especially with Hoffman's 2 big scorers riding the bench right now.
So no need to foul. Tried to draw the charge, but the officials say it was a flop. Rebounded by Curazal off the missed shot from Davis. That one's deflected, and it goes out to Marshall Davis. Tries to get it to Curazal outside the paint. Curazal, I should say. And it goes out to O'Donnell. Out to Weber. Weber fakes the mid-range shot. Dribble is back out. Reinhardt, wide open 3-point look. Off the back iron. Weber gets it. Weber with the ball. Double team. Drives in. Reach and fall from Cleveland. The end line, and Weber will get the ball in the inbounds play. So that's the 3rd team foul against the Hawks with 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Exciting basketball game, Bruce.
Come on, it's 47.9. That's almost 48 seconds there.
Everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. Inside to Reinhardt. Man, is he just too tough to guard.
He is. Just moves so smoothly.
Especially when you don't have Brandon Hall to keep up with his size. And they took Cleveland out of the game, so they don't have that good of fundamental defense on the floor now.
39-33, the Hawks leading.
Jordan Thornton back in the game, folks. How about that? Shakes off the injury, and he's back out there. He's trying to get a little bit of an ankle breaker, but Mickey O'Donnell will not have any of it. Jordan Thornton with it. The crowd loves it, but timeout.
Luciano calling the timeout.
Brian Tucker, he was kind of arguing with the officials that it was a traveling. It might have been a carry, and I might agree with them, Bruce. It looked like Thornton was getting a little too crafty and a little too greedy with those dribbles. He might have carried there.
I did not see that, so I'll take your word for it. I thought he was mad that there was no count going on.
That too, could have been mad about that.
There.
A lot of dribbling from Thornton, and he ran out some of the clock.
Of course, nobody from Barrington coming out to defend him, so
And
guess he can kind of stand there.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Mickey O'Donnell was guarding him. O'Donnell's had a good game. Doesn't have any points, but he's had a lot of hustle, some good rebounds, has an assist. And 7.9 seconds left.
O'Donnell with 2 points.
Third quarter. Oh, he does have one. I'll be darned.
So it wasn't pointless.
5 seconds now. Thornton with it, guarded by Spann. Sorry, no, it's McIntosh. McIntosh for three, doesn't go. And Johnson trying to get the putback, doesn't fall through. And after all that, Bruce, Barrington only trails by 2 3-pointers, 39-33 going into the fourth quarter.
And as all game, very streaky scoring. Hoffman Estates will charge off. Looks like they're going to run away with it, and then their shooting will go cold, and Barrington will claw back into it. We'll have to see what happens here in the fourth.
You know, Barrington, they have not shied away from their game plan. Try to get the perimeter game going. If it's not, don't panic. Use Will Reinhardt, and they've used him all game, and he hasn't disappointed. 18 points going into the fourth quarter.
He's having a spectacular game. But Hoffman Estates getting some scoring from their other players. They're able to spread it around. So it makes it harder for Barrington to guard everybody. They don't have 2 people to guard now. They've got 4 or 5 out there sometimes.
And Lamont McIntosh, one of those role players, he had no points going into the second half. He now has 8. He's had a very good second half. A big 3-pointer that Terry Davis made. He has 3 points on the night. As for Barrington, 18 for Reinhardt, but after that, it's really just been not much. Anthony Spann has 4, O'Donnell with 2. Not much from Ethan Small at all. He only has 2 points. They haven't really gotten much out of him at the starting power forward position.
Thornton with 10 and Hall with 12. Neither one of them doing much here in the second half.
Of course, Jordan Thornton, with a couple minutes left in the third quarter, landed awkwardly on his foot, but he's okay and he's back in there. Thornton off the screen allowed McIntosh to get the shot off, but a little short on the shot. Spann with it. Spann on the drive, falls to the court. Blocking foul called against McIntosh. Thought it was a good call. I thought he was all over him.
McIntosh, who, me? No. Not happy with that call.
Brian Tucker's like, good call, good call. Of course, Brian Tucker, head coach of the Broncos. Reinhardt with it, double team, gives it out to O'Donnell. Spann with the 3, Spann, no good. And bodies flying all over the place. And looked like it was incidental contact. They both just tripped over each other. Goes out of bounds, Hawk ball.
So time in the favor of the Hawks right now. They've got that 6-point lead, not insurmountable.
Gotta play to win though, not to lose.
Definitely. As soon as you start playing not to lose, you're more likely to.
Keep being aggressive, high percentage shots. Like what? Well, that wasn't really high percentage, but I like the aggression.
Split the triple team, just couldn't get it to fall.
I thought that if he had maybe shot that mid-range shot near the free throw line, might have been a little bit easier of a shot, but goes out to Barrington now. Weber with it, Weber on the drive. Weber gives it to Spann. Ooh, he almost threw out of bounds. Spann was able to get it though. Spann with it. Spann on the drive.
Has
lost
it knocked
it.
Away.
Goes out to Davis. It's going to be a jump ball here. Oh, and Barrington got it back. Looks like Reinhardt got it. They're going to call a jump ball. Goes to the Broncos.
2 Broncos with their hands on it, 1 Hawk. Another wrestling match breaking out there.
I don't have the formula for player efficiency rating, but I would just give Reinhardt an exaggerated 100 because, man, has he just been so fantastic all night. As that wasn't fantastic. He lost the ball there. We'll have to shake it off and hope that Barrington get a stop here. Davis on it off the screen, faked the shot.
Is Cruzel taking a shot tonight?
He's really just done a lot of screens and rebounding. Just been a little bit of Rodman out there. Not much of a scorer, but does everything else well. Reinhardt with the jump ball. It's going to go to the Hawks. What, they called a foul? Well, I thought it was a jump ball. I guess it was a reach-in foul. And they're going to call it against Davis.
So 5 team fouls here for the Hawks, 6 for the Broncos. Inside 6 minutes.
Brandon Hall back on the court. He has 3 personal fouls, though, so he's got to be more careful. Not as aggressive on those rebound attempts. Span with it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt out to Weber. Weber with it, guarded by McIntosh. Weber to the hole. Gives it. Nice pass, and he finds Ethan Small. Ethan Small, great job filling the lane. And a nice dish from Weber. Small finished the play, and the Broncos only trail by 4.
Weber drawing the triple team there.
That was deflected out as Thornton's pass attempt is deflected out by O'Donnell. 39-35 our score. 5 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 4th quarter, assuming we don't go to overtime. Very possible the way this game's been going thus far.
Very low scoring game. Nobody to 40 yet.
Curazal with it. He gives it out to Davis. Davis back up to Curazal. Curazal, as Thornton tries to post up. And it was last touched by number 10, Mickey O'Donnell. And Hawks stay with the ball. You know, Jordan Thornton is fearless out there, Bruce. Even though he's a guard, he'll try to post up on the low block. How about that?
And it's amazing the way that he can contort his body out there. Splitting double teams, trying to get up a shot.
He's only 6'1", plays both the shooting guard and the small forward positions for the Hawks, but he was able to kind of beat that double team there on the alley-oop.
Oh, nice.
To Brandon Hall, much needed basket as the Hawks are back up by 6. Man, if you're a Hawks fan, you really needed that because it seemed like Barrington was within striking distance as Weber tries to get cute but not able to get the shot to go. Out to Thornton. Thornton pulls up for the mid-range shot.
Oh, rims out.
Good fundamentals, sometimes they just don't fall. Weber fakes the 3, Weber drives. Weber kicks it out. Blocked from Hall.
That was a hall of a play. Very nice job.
It seemed like that Reinhardt wanted to dunk, and at the last second he tried to pull one of those Michael Jordan fake dunks, layup, and Brandon Hall read it all the way and got the block. Thornton draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. If he makes both, they won't completely ice the game, but Barrington just hasn't been good shooting threes. It'll be really tough for them to come back down 8 with only 4:06 left.
Hoffman Estates now in the bonus.
2 more team fouls from the Hawks, and Barrington will be in the bonus as well.
Well, misses the first one. Thornton's really cooled off here in the second half.
Brandon Hall is not, though. He has 14 points, a couple blocks, a couple steals. He's been good. Very good, in fact, for the Hawks. Second free throw goes. 7-point lead. 3 possessions, assuming there's no 4-point play.
Oh, and there's a 3-point play coming up.
Anthony Span drives to the lane, makes the basket, and he'll try to make it a 4-point deficit if he gets the and 1.
So Span with 6 here tonight.
So Luke Yannell not taking any chances. He knows that Hall has 3 fouls. He'll have him go to the bench for a minute, and then he'll bring him back out. Because Cleveland, he does a good job rebounding. You're not missing that much when you put Cleveland in for Hall, but you do miss Hall scoring. Span's free throw goes. The Broncos trail just by 4.
So just like that, Barrington able to close it back up.
Thornton with it. He's guarded by Spann. Crossover dribble, gives it out to Davis. Davis guarded by Weber. Couple of dribbles from Davis on the left wing.
Reach in foul.
It looks like the Hawks called the timeout before the reach-in foul. So that's 16 fouls against the Hawks, 7 for the Broncos. 42-38. What a game, Bruce.
Like Weber showing a little bit of frustration there. Saved by the whistle.
Well, Will Reinhardt's gotten you this far, Bruce, but you got to assume that they're going to double team him on the low block. If you're Brian Tucker and the Broncos, do you try to keep feeding Reinhardt, or do you use him as a decoy and try to kick it out to the three-point arc for your other role players?
Exactly. Yeah. You take what they give you. If you're not doubling Reinhardt, let him shoot. If he's doubled, there's got to be somebody open. Kick it out.
42-38 is our score. Reinhardt with 18 points, 14 for Hall, 11 for Thornton. Since the timeout, you can bring Brandon Hall back in the game, but you got to be careful. He's got 3 personal fouls, and his teammates that are on the floor, McIntosh has 2, and Thornton has 2.
Spann picking up the slack here in the second half with 7 points.
He's hit some big shots, you know. You don't really realize he's out there, but when he's out there, he makes his minutes count. He's made some big shots for the Broncos tonight.
And he's taking a little bit of the pressure off Reinhardt.
Well, if the Broncos are going to win this game, they're going to need either good shooting from Reinhardt or some big rebounds at least. Not only has he done well getting inside the paint for those layups, but he's also done a good job on the glass. Thornton double team. Gonna have to pass through, and he does. Finds Hall. Hall with the reverse layup, and it goes down. Assist from Thornton. Hall with the bucket. 16 for Hall.
Nice play. Well executed.
Out to Ethan Small. Out to Weber now. Weber for 3. Well contested, but it goes anyways. Broncos trail by only 3.
And a good time for Weber to get his first points of the evening.
It doesn't matter how many you have, it's when you make them.
I bet I missed one. He has 5.
Yeah, it is your bad. Get it together, Bruce. Just kidding, of course. And bad pass, deflected away. Reinhardt gets it. The Broncos have a chance to tie it up. As that's out to Weber. Weber for 3. Drains it. The Broncos have tied it at 44.
2:23 left to play. Brand new ball game.
Ben Weber, where was this in the first half? He saves the best for last. 6 straight points for the Broncos from Weber.
And Davis not able to get that one to fall. Been a while since he took a shot.
Anthony Spann with it, finds Weber. Weber almost pulled the trigger again, but decides it's probably best to reset. Back out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell at the point, guarded by McIntosh. Weber again, he's open. Weber drains it again. 9 straight points for the Broncos. 9 unanswered because of the shooting of Ben Weber.
1:41 left in the game. The Hawks down by 3.
Blocking fall called against O'Donnell. What a break for the Hawks as the Broncos had all the momentum, but now Thornton has a 1-and-1. If he makes both free throws, the Hawks only trail by 1. How the game of basketball can change in an instant, Bruce, when you learn how to make your three-point shots.
And Thornton 1-and-1 from the line.
First one goes down. You can shoot as many free throws as you want in practice, but you just can't get ready for the pressure of a kind of situation that this brings to the table.
The Hawks in a prevent defense with 2 men in the backcourt. Now McIntosh walking up.
47-46.
So Thornton getting both of those. Hawks down by 1.
Tries to find Small, can't find him. Out to O'Donnell. Small fakes the mid-range shot. Back to Spann. Spann with it. 1:28 remaining on the game clock. Span with it. Drives into the lane. Takes a tough shot. Rebounded by Small. Weber again. Can he put it away?
Oh.
Weber again. Are you kidding me? The last 12 points have been 4 3-pointers from Ben Weber. And Luke Yanell is probably going to call a timeout here.
And Weber just grilling those Hawks here in the fourth quarter.
Thornton, a tough shot, doesn't go. Hall with the rebound. Hall draws the foul. 55 seconds remaining. No shot clock, so the Broncos can hold the ball. Even if Hall makes both free throws, the Hawks have no choice but the foul.
Hawks chasing 4 here.
How the
That's
game
Small's
shifted.
fourth foul. It's the first one.
That's not too much of an issue for the Broncos because Jackson Perkins can fill right in at power forward. Second free throw is going to go down. 50-48. Our second straight game at Hoffman Estates High School. Another thriller.
It is. This one going right down to the wire just like the last one. Doesn't get any better than this.
It's almost like Ben Weber wasn't trying in the first half.
Yeah, he was lulling him to sleep, I think.
And then it was all part of the game plan. Make it seem like I don't know what I'm doing. And then when you least expect it, 4 3-pointers in a row. He hasn't missed one, Bruce. All 4 have gone down.
He's been amazing here in the fourth quarter. Ben Weber's been to the fourth quarter what Will Reinhardt was to the first 3.
That's 14 points for Weber, and 12 of them have come in the last minute and a half.
Unbelievable.
You know, it's hard to imagine that the game of basketball didn't always have a 3-point shot.
It is.
But I'm glad that they have it because games like this can happen.
Big game changer.
14 for Weber, 18 for Reinhardt. For the Hawks, 18 for Hall, 13 for Thornton.
Thornton and Hall, not too many points here in the second half. And Reinhardt with not a lot of points. So it's been their teammates have been scoring here in the third and fourth quarters.
Interesting here, Weber's going to take the inbounds. That probably means Reinhardt is their best free throw shooter.
You would expect so.
So the Hawks are going to try to get a steal. If not, they'll probably foul at the 30-second mark. And they got Span where they want him. Let's see if they try to trap. And McIntosh draws the foul. That will put Barrington in the bonus. Barrington's got to be close too, Bruce. One more foul, and the Hawks are in the double bonus. The chess game continues.
So Span with 7 points here this evening.
Span has a chance to really put this one away if he knocks both free throws.
And he gets the first one.
That makes it 8 points for Span.
Almost jumping into the lane there before the shot.
Spick and Span, nothing but net. Second free throw for Mr. Span. 6-foot sophomore.
And he gets it.
Nothing but net. And the Hawks trail by 4. Well, they don't need a 3-pointer. They just need points. And that was a push-off from Thornton. Drains the 3. Might have gotten away with an offensive foul there as
I think
pushed
he did.
off.
Definitely. And Coach Chuck Keene just not happy with that.
And it's the assistant coaches, there's 4 of them on Barrington. They're just irate, and I think they have every reason to be. It really looked like Thornton pushed off on the defender.
Did.
And
big time.
that's an offensive foul, depending on how flagrant that is. That's a technical foul if the officials would have determined that he did it on purpose to knock him to the floor.
I wasn't trying to knock him to the floor, just trying to get some separation.
I'm just
for the
saying,
shot.
if it was that blatant, you could technically call a technical on that.
Technically call a technical?
Yeah. But yeah, it would have been an offensive. Nonetheless, though, the 3 goes for Thornton, and then they fouled right away.
27 and a half seconds left.
This is definitely the most exciting game we've done, although last week was pretty awesome too.
It was.
But nothing like this.
Now this much closer than the first game. Just Barrington all over the Hawks, 53-39. Right now we've got a 1-point game.
And it's the bonus, so it's a 1-1. If he misses the first free throw, Hoffman Estates can get the rebound and then call a timeout. Well, the best case scenario for Hoffman Estates, Bruce, in this situation is missing the free throw. So who do you give for the last shot? Brandon Hall or Jordan Thornton?
Hard to lose. Hard to go wrong with either of those guys. I think Thornton's been a little bit hotter here in the second half, but either one of those guys.
Hall's been a little bit more efficient. Some of the shots have not fallen for Thornton.
Well, McIntosh has hit a couple as well.
First one goes. Barrington bench loves it.
So Span with 4 free throws.
He's only a sophomore, Bruce, and he's made all of his free throws tonight, including a big and one to get them within a 4-point deficit.
So this for the 3-point lead. And it's good.
And they're double teaming Thornton on it. Thornton trapped. Stolen away from Weber.
That was huge.
I was surprised they didn't call timeout on that, Bruce, right when Thornton got the ball.
Hindsight 2020, they definitely should have.
Didn't seem like the Hawks were ready for the trap.
And they fell right into it.
So if Weber can somehow miss this free throw, the Hawks are still very much in it, but if he makes even one of the two, game's pretty much over.
There it is.
He makes it. Ben Weber, 15 points in the game, 13 in the fourth quarter alone.
He has definitely been the difference here late.
They don't even need Will Reinhardt. As crazy as that is, Ben Weber's just carried this team.
Yep, that one out of bounds off Brandon Hall.
Hall thought it might have been an over the back. It looked like it was a clean rebound attempt from Reinhardt, and Hall just wasn't able to caress it. It just hasn't gone Hoffman Estates' way the last 3 minutes of the ball game. Out to Reinhardt, and they have to foul. That puts the Broncos in the double bonus.
So that 4 on Hall.
Hall's been good, but I wouldn't say that he's had a Hall of Fame performance.
But he has had a hell of a game.
First one goes for Reinhardt, 19 points. He has a chance to make it an even 20 if he makes this one. Not good, and they gotta hustle. Down by 5, nearing 10 seconds now. Out to Thornton. Thornton's got to shoot. Highly contested, doesn't go. Hall with the rebound. Hall doesn't go. Weber gets it off McIntosh's foot. Davis's foot.
Great hustle play.
Even if the Hawks were going to get the ball back, they just ran out of time, and Barrington wins. As that foul wasn't really necessary, but Weber will like it because he knows that he's on my fantasy team, and he can put 2 more points on my FanDuel lineup.
Boy, what a turnabout here in the fourth quarter. Barrington saving the best for last.
Ben Weber, kind of the definition of there's no defense for a picture-perfect release, and that's what Ben Weber showed us in the fourth quarter. Some of those threes were highly contested, and they went anyways. Ben Weber, just great three-point shooter, and it showed today. As the Hawks unfortunately lose at home. It just got away from them, Bruce, but more than that, I think they just ran into a really good three-point shooter named Ben Weber.
They did. Weber just got hot at the right time, and the Hawks cooled off at the wrong time.
And those free throws that you miss and those bad shots that you have in the first half that we saw from Thornton, it kind of, I'm not going to say it bit the Hawks in the second half, but every possession matters. And I think that Luke Yanel is going to tell his team that into the locker room as they get ready for Bennett tomorrow.
Yeah, and they really, the Hawks shooting just went cold in the second half. Thornton and Hall were on fire in the first half and not so much in the second.
They did their part though. They had a good game. The role players did their part, but just Ben Weber almost looked like Stephen Curry out there. Quick release, made all those three-point shots, and he didn't miss a single one in the fourth quarter. Excellent game from Ben Weber as Barrington improves to 2-6 in conference play, and Hoffman Estates falls to 2-6. But it was a great game, Bruce, all the way around.
It was. And hopefully another great game coming up for you next week when we're at Friend. They're hosting Conan. So for Kyle Smith, I'm Bruce Anderson. Thanks for watching.